Marla Canfield, City Council Member.
Tim Brunson, City Council Member.
Jody O'Katy, City Council Member.
Ronnie Price, Mayor. Tim Berry, City Council Member.
Colin Gallagher, City Council Member.
Homer Henry, City Council Member.
Buck Buchanan, Police Chief.
Rick Lance, Director of Public Works and Utilities.
Julie Boyd, Planning and Zoning Administrator.
Chad Rowe, Fire Chief.
Matt Kane, Director of Finance.
Andrew Kovar, in for JT Klaus, City Attorney.
Dana Ingstrom, City Clerk.
Les Mangus, Director of Community Development. That was 35 years right there. Came back to me.
Jolene Graham, Assistant City Administrator.
Jennifer McCausland, City Administrator.
All right. Excuse me. At this time, Daniel Levy, Anchor Baptist Church, is going to lead us in prayer. How you doing, sir? Good. Thank you for being here. Did I say your last name right?
Ivy.
No, I
It's
didn't.
all right.
It's only 4 letters. You'd think I'd get it right.
It's been called several things, so. that
Me
was
too
actually
today.
good. All right, let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, as we come to you this evening with gratitude for the opportunity to serve our community, I pray that you would just grant us wisdom, integrity, and understanding to the members of this council as they deliberate and as they make decisions that are going to affect the lives of each of us. Help us to listen respectfully, to speak thoughtfully, to work together for the good of everyone. Just bless this city, bless Andover, its residents, its first responders, its workers, its families, and just may the efforts tonight reflect fairness, compassion, and a commitment to the common good. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. This time I'll open the floor for a public forum. If you would like to address the governing body, feel free to do so. And got 3 minutes and let it go. All these people, no one wants to talk to us. All right, public forum's closed. Acceptance of the agenda.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to accept the agenda as presented.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. 7-1 Public Works Employee of the Year, and Rick Landreth is going to talk to us about this.
Mr. Mayor and Council, it's wonderful to see all these people show up for our Public Employee of the Year Award for Public Works. It is an honor actually to have this many people here to see this individual receive this award today. Today, we are recognizing the Public Works and Utility Employee of the Year. This year, we received 10 nominations from various employees. Many of those nominations came from outside the Public Works. That alone says a lot about the outstanding employees we have throughout the Public Works organization and the positive impact they make on others every day. Out of those nominations, one person clearly stood out above the rest. This year's Public Works Employee of the Year is Jesse Martinez. Jesse, would you like to come forward, please? You get to stand here a little bit while I talk about you. Personally, one of the things I've noticed most about Jesse is that he only seems to have good ideas or good positive interactions. Every action I have ever had with him somehow improved my own day. His attitude is contagious in the best possible way. Jolene Graham wrote in her nomination, Jesse consistently exemplifies the build relationship partnership standard throughout his genuine, positive, lead and team first attitude. She also tells a story. she, by the way, shared this with me before she sent this in, that really captures who Jesse is as a person. I'm going to quote it here. While off duty and driving his personal vehicle near Lake George, he spotted me carrying an electrical cord box cover that accidentally been left behind from the Christmas decorations. Jesse voluntarily stopped, thinking I was a citizen, and offered to transport it back to the park shop on his own time with no expectation of recognition. He acted not because anyone was watching, but because it was the right thing to do. Tony Usher, Assistant Street Department Manager, wrote, Jesse routinely supports a positive, cooperative culture across Public Works by being approachable, respectful, and willing to help wherever he can. She also wrote, he consistently checks in with supervisors and coworkers, takes his time to ask how others are doing, genuinely listens to their responses, and then offers support wherever he can. Police Officer Hampton from the police department wrote this in his nomination. Jesse has been cleaning the police department in the absence of the full-time person. First off, he's doing a great job. I vote that he trains a new full-time person. I guess you're going to be our new trainer, by the way. And while Daniel Shapal is not allowed to formally nominate his own staff, departmental directors cannot nominate their staff. When asked for some input, he shared this. Jesse has been a pleasure to work with. He can be counted on to take initiative in his work, oftentimes with very undesirable tasks. He embodies the premise of public service. One of the most significant qualities I have noticed in Jesse continues to improve himself based on past experiences. An error will not define the day or the project. It will be corrected. Daniel also shared something Jesse once told him. He was thankful that we took a chance on him. Daniel responded by saying, we'd like for him to know that the community is better off since he took a chance coming to Andover. We are very much appreciative of his contributions, dedication to his craft, and his personal responsibility. When you talk to anyone about Jesse, the same theme always comes up. He's a hard worker, he's dependable, and he's an exceptional personality. In fact, just today, and I'm going to go off script here, I'm not even going to read this part. I was talking to Jesse just in the hallway, asking how I was doing and stuff, and V's coming, and we got talking about his family a little bit. And he kind of talked about how maybe his mom pushed him, and maybe growing up thought she was a little hard on him, but then realized she was just trying to make him better. And I know she's going to be watching tonight on YouTube. So this is to your mom. Thank you. You've raised a very great human. We're all pleased to have him with us. Now back to the script. We could all learn something from Jesse. Yes, he's a hard worker. Yes, he's always willing to jump in and help whenever needed. But his greatest asset that he brings to our organization is his contagious attitude. The kind of attitude that makes people proud to work here and proud to be a part of this organization. Jesse, thank you for everything you do for the city of Andover, your coworkers, and the community. Congratulations on being named Public Works Employee of the Year.
First of all, I'm not much of a speaker and all that. So I've been asked, you got your speech ready? Well, like I've said, I'm going to wing it. First, I'd like to say thanks for the opportunity of being here. Amazing supervisors and Derek and Daniel, great leadership, as well as from, Rick, Jolene, Jenny, everybody else that worked in this building for the kindness that they showed me. So when I'm coming here to do something, I try my best to make it right. And so I don't have to come back and fix a mistake later on. But overall, I'm thankful for the opportunity and the people I've got to be around every day for almost 2 years. But I'm looking forward to many more years here to come. Again, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. 720 Stormwater Scholarship Award.
So, Mr. Mayor and Council, annually, as part of our MPDS program, our stormwater program, we give out a scholarship for a Andover High School student that is going on in their endeavors to something that is environmentally related that can have an impact on water quality as a preference or a science-based type organization or goal. This year's award winner is an Andover High student, Christopher Mork. If you would like to come up, please. Now, I had like 4 pages in his application, and most of it was like achievements and leadership and various things. And I'm not going to sit here and read it all. I will tell you, and we've had this conversation, I think we might have had it last night at the workshop, how great of students we have in this organization. I sit right there and it seems like every council meeting, I got to get up and go stand over there because somebody's getting an award and they're taking pictures over here. And it's just amazing how many people come out of the Andover school system. And Christopher is not an exception to that. He is going to go on to basically go into meteorology with emphasis in things that can affect the water and the water quality and stuff like that. And to prove that we're not biased here, he is going to go to KU and want to attend KU. And he still was eligible for the award. That didn't exclude him. But he's got to get home to study. He told me he's got some finals. It's final time, and I know that's really important. So we'll kind of cut it a little short. Although we do have this for you.
Yes. Nice. Man, I just keep seeing a recurring theme here tonight that Public Works rocks. Onward and upward. 8-1 proclamation, Andover Central High School robotics team.
Mr. Mayor, I have a proclamation. If we could have the Andover Central High School robotics team come forward to this area in front, to my right, your left. Could you pass this down to Colin? I have a little proclamation.
Come to the front.
Whereas the students of Andover Central High School, represented by the Jaguar robotics team, have demonstrated exceptional dedication and teamwork in the field of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM. And whereas the Jaguar robotics team competed against 40 accomplished teams at the first robotics competition, City of Fountains Regional, held April 1st through 4th in Kansas City, Missouri. And whereas through innovation and perseverance, the Jaguar robotics team emerged victorious, earning distinction as regional champions. And whereas participation in the first robotics program fosters hands-on STEM learning, inspires creativity and innovation, and prepares students for future academic and professional success. And whereas continued community support is essential to sustain and grow opportunities for students in robotics and STEM education, therefore I, Tim Brunson, with the City Council assembled in regular session on the 12th day of May, hereby proclaim May 13th, 2026, Andover Central High School Jaguar Robotics Team Day. Congratulations. Can we get a demo of how that thing works? I'm just kidding. Unless it's safe.
I love the shirts, guys. That's awesome team name and stuff. So
Lots of wires.
Oh, the little one even has the team shirt on.
Oh, that's cute. They make.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
what's the weight on that thing?
Tell us about it.
Yeah, tell us about it. Microphone. Go to the podium. We want to hear all the stats and.
What it does.
I guess I'm going to talk about our robot. So this is our robot this year. What's it named? It's called Operation Hungry Hungry Hippo. The game was very ball shooting themed. It was basically robot basketball. To simplify it, they were these yellow dodge balls that we had to get in a hoop. Out of like 45 teams, we were on the top 3 alliance. So yeah, it took us 6 to 8 weeks to build this. Everyone gets the game at the same time. And our season is from January, the first Saturday of January to March. Yeah, so everyone gets the same amount of information and no kit. So we have to just build this from whatever we can figure out.
From
And
scratch.
we have lots of mentor help from Textron and Beechcraft, stuff like that. But all of the like ideas and decisions are done by the kids. So it's really,
And then I see your guys' shirts on the back. You're sponsored. Are you taking sponsors for next year as well?
we are.
And how do you go about maybe sponsoring your team?
We have a sponsor sheet. We have a website now.
Okay.
But reaching out to Miss Barron would be enough. So this is our coach, Miss Barron. She teaches biology at Andover Central High School. So reaching out to her or our school and asking about us would be a great way.
So you know the website? Let's have it.
Okay, we got it.
Pause.
It just got finished, so
Yes.
I don't know what it is yet. I promise I'll let you know.
Send it to Megan or anybody at City Hall.
Yeah.
Do you guys do this during seminar? Is that when you, or do you do
No,
after school?
we
or?
stay after school,
Okay.
Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday till 5:45 every week. And on Saturdays from 8 to 2.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
we've all spent a lot of work on this robot and we're all really proud of ourselves.
I think as a team, like counting all their hours, they were at like 2,200 hours for the
Oh, wow.
season. And that was in that January, first Saturday of January until the last week of March when we competed in Kansas City. So, and with us being, us and Newton are the only closest teams here.
Wow.
Yes.
The rest of the teams are up towards Kansas City, which is why we have to travel so far to compete. But we're working to create some kind of STEM program in the Wichita area so
With
that we
WSU.
can get maybe more teams started and get this program closer to home a little bit and just develop more of this here in Kansas since there are so few teams.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you guys, this is more personal, I guess, but do you guys reach out to the Booster Club at Andover Central for some money?
Yeah, we have. We just
Okay.
haven't had much luck yet.
Okay, I'm on the board, so
Yeah,
I was
they-
just
they
curious.
They
Okay.
did tell us to reach out this year because we unfortunately missed going to nationals by 1 point.
Okay.
So if we would have made it, we would have competed at the world competition level where teams from all over the
Wow.
world traveled
Oh,
to
awesome.
Houston.
Okay.
We missed it by 1 point, but they did say to reach out to help with travel
Please,
funds
please
at
do.
that point.
Yes,
But we'll definitely be reaching out in the
Okay.
fall for
please do.
next season.
Get with Hurley and we'll
It's
we'll get your
really-
application processed. So,
It's
Thank you.
really a great, like, this is our 3rd year as a team, and it's really encouraging for all of us that we've gotten this recognition. We hope that it'll help in future years with more
Yeah, we started
funds
with
and
2 kids. My first year, we had 2 kids.
Gauge Wave.
Yeah, Gage is original. He's
Yeah.
our oldest member and he's a junior. So,
And
we've
then
had-
we like almost
Triple.
quadrupled it to 10, and now we're at 20-ish.
That's
So
great.
it just keeps doubling.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can keep up the momentum. I have a lot of interest now. The end of the year's happened and they've seen what we can do. So we're just hopeful to keep growing the program. So we're very thankful that you guys reached out and allowed them to come and everything. So.
Well, and definitely reach out because I think we can cultivate a lot of this. I don't want to point anyone out in particular, but I believe there's a WSU robotics competition that I see maybe a couple members at that were there. And there was a team here in Andover that practiced in the lodge. So, if you need help with that kind of stuff, don't hesitate to at least reach out to see what we can do as far as the city can do to help you guys as well. So,
Awesome. Thank you
We
guys so much for
appreciate
your
you
time.
guys.
yeah, thank you.
Super proud of you, proud of y'all,
Yeah,
Thank
really.
you guys so
Amazing.
much.
So very proud. Thank you.
Good job.
All right, 8-2.
I am reading that proclamation.
Okay.
Know who's handing out. Whereas bicycling is a healthy, affordable, and environmentally friendly form of transportation and recreation, and whereas bicycling supports active lifestyles and improves the health and quality of life of our residents.
Marla,
Yes.
can we have the ladies from the
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Red Bud Trail come over here and
Apologize. Yes,
stand?
come up.
Sorry to interrupt you,
Thank you.
Marla.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you. Whereas the city of Andover provides more than 56 miles of sidewalks and maintains 6 miles of the Redbud Trail for residents, visitors to enjoy. And whereas trails like the Redbud Trail help connect our community, support local businesses, and attract visitors. And whereas Andover Augusta Rail Trail Initiative, along with other partners, continues to promote bicycling and trail use throughout the year. Whereas we call upon residents to share the road safely, be mindful of bicyclists, and enjoy our community's trails. Therefore, I, Marla Canfield, with the City Council assembled in regular session on the 12th day of May, hereby proclaim May 2026 National Bike Month.
Yeah.
Ruth.
My name's Ruth Holliday. I'm part of Andover Augusta Rail Trail Initiative. We have a trail counter on the trail, and just in a few days' time in late April, on a Saturday, we had 669 folks using the trail. On a Sunday, it was like 550. During the week, it was more between 280 and 350, and actually a 400 in there as well. So it is well used, and we totally are grateful for the support we get from Andover. We couldn't do it without you. And Jesse is one of those guys that comes out and helps us on the trail, the one that got the award this evening. So we are very appreciative to Daniel helping spearhead our clearing up the trail. Thank you.
So before you run off, so what's the, I've got it in my front yard. You would think I know. I got the sign in my front yard to how to donate.
Oh, so, yeah. Oh, we're in the process of what we call a forward campaign.
Yeah.
Trying to raise 300,000 so we can finish the trail all the way to Augusta. This week, they're starting on that last half section to finish it to Santa Fe Lake Road. And then from there, we'll head on to the Whitewater River. And that is also already funded with the state, with KDOT, and is aimed, I think, for 28, for 2028 to be built, and then on into Augusta. And that will open up where people can go through Andover onto Augusta and back. From downtown Wichita to Augusta, it will be 20 miles. And Wichita's finishing their section too. So it's wonderful.
So go to their website or drive by my house. I've got the Q deal in my front yard.
Redbudtrail.org.
There you go, redbudtrail.org.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to give my address because there's too many people who would do, but you know where I live. There's a Q code in my front yard.
But, and the Q code's also on our website.
Okay, there you go.
So,
Thank you very much for what you
thank
do.
you.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
But
Want all the ACE people up here?
Steps in.
9-1 Andover Civic Engagement Recognition, known as ACE. And Jenny has obviously got something to do with this.
I get the privilege to talk about it, so that is a privilege. And Mr. Mayor, here in a minute, I'm going to ask you to come down and help me hand out some awards. For those of you who may not know, we are pleased tonight to recognize our first ever class of the it is 2026, but our first ever class of the Andover Civic Engagement. We're going to call it ACE for the rest of the time. It's a Citizens Academy, and this is a new program that we were able to do this year. It's an 11-week program, free for participants, and it gives residents a behind-the-scenes look at how the city of Andover operates. Throughout the program, participants meet with department heads and city officials. They learn about city services, policies, infrastructure, public safety, parks, utilities, budgeting, planning, and all the day-to-day operations of local government. The program helps strengthen relationships between the city and our community. It encourages informed civic involvement, and it gives participants a greater appreciation for the work performed by the city staff across all departments. We had a little reception before coming in here tonight, but I think it's important for those watching and those that weren't here for that reception to know it had an unintended benefit of boosting morale in the city employment because you could just watch all of our teammates kind of light up as they would get ready because they wanted to do better than, I mean, we're pretty competitive. So we had a little comp test, which we're going to have a rematch on, but people worked really hard, and the pride they took in explaining the work that they do every day was just a pure joy to watch. So thank you, participants. And I really want to thank all of the residents or the participants' family members who gave up their loved one for 11 weeks so that they could spend more than 30 hours of time learning about Andover's government. I know that that was a sacrifice for each of you to make. Maybe some of you enjoyed the time away, but for the most part, it was a sacrifice to send them away each week. I would like each of the participants, I'm going to say your name. When I say your name, if you would come up, the mayor will give you a certificate, and we'll just do a long, everyone stay up here while I continue to say names, and we'll do a group picture at the end. Before we do that, one more staff person. Everybody's been involved. We've had people present. Some got out of their shell, I hear, a little bit more than we might see them do. I'm looking at the parks manager back there. But one lady, the city clerk, put a tremendous amount of work towards this program. I would like to publicly thank Dana Engstrom for all of your coordination. She did a great job constantly sending reminders to the participants, telling you where to go each Thursday because we were around a couple nights and showed you different places. And I really appreciate that heavy lift. Thank you. Okay, let's get on with the certificates. First up, Colin Gallagher. Naomi Gardner. Homer Henry. Baron Jones. Tanner Kinzel. Trisha Lee. Dawn McGill. Marshall Martin. Richard Moore. Vera. Cassandra Yules. And Katie Westfall Bechtel. Or we can move this, but before we take the picture, did Christy or Jenna sneak in? Okay.
Maybe Colin needs to be in the front row.
We might be able to, I think it moves.
Hey, Colin, stand up.
Oh, yep.
Megan's pretty nice, she won't bite. I can go lots of places. Yeah, street side. Yeah. All right. Get all down in the car. Yeah. You're 7 years, I got either one.
All right. Consent agenda, 10-1 to 10-3.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move we approve the consent agenda items 10.1 through 10.3 as presented.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye. Yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. Mayoral Appointment Planning Commission. And, excuse me, I'm having little issues tonight. Les and I met with Marshall Martin and had a great conversation. And he's went through the ACE program, which has nothing to do with was picking him tonight, but yet it does. Because the ACE program, he decided that he'd want to get involved in what we do here. And so he is my selection for Planning and Zoning Commissions.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move that we approve the mayor's nomination of Marshall Martin to the Planning Commission and Board of Zoning Appeals.
Second.
Or third, fourth, fifth.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. Marshall, would you like to talk to us? You're welcome to, sir.
Mayor Price, Andover City Council, and residents of Andover. I just have a short remark, just my gratitude, as it's an honor to be selected to help out with the Zoning and Planning Committee. And, I bring it upon myself to continue, bring a credit to myself, the city of Andover, and the legislative body that has appointed me here. So thank you so very much, and I look forward to getting started.
We're happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm having some excuse me. All right, here we go. This is a case amendment checklist. I'm going to read through case number Z-PUD 26-0002. This application requests approval for the amendment to a Tuscany preliminary planned unit development on certain lands generally located around South Vintage Drive, Andover, Kansas. Before we proceed with the hearing, do any members of the city council intend to recuse themselves from participating in this case because of they have a conflict of interest?
No.
No.
Have any of the members of city council received any ex parte verbal or written communication prior to the agenda item which they would like to share?
No, sir.
No.
Has the city clerk received any protest petition on the case?
No, sir.
I now ask city council members if they have all received copies of the draft minutes of Planning and Zoning Commission for April 21, 2026, which summarizes the hearing on the case.
Yes.
I now call on city zoning administrator to provide us with a report on the case.
Mayor and council, we have got one of the smallest amendments I've ever seen to a PUD, actually. So the current edition of the Tuscany Edition Preliminary PUD was approved back on June 10th of 2025. And the major change there was giving us that parcel 2B that you can see on the PUD in the north western corner there. That's the last phase to be built out. When it came time to pull building permits to start building the houses in there, staff noticed that the parcels, the way that they were described in the PUD, there was some internal disagreement on what the side yard setbacks were required to be. The intention was for 5-foot side yard setbacks on either side of the buildings. And that's what we ran through with approvals throughout. And it does say that on the PUD in one area. But if you'll notice in my little comparison there, there's one number that was accidentally left as an 8 instead of a 5. So there was 3 more feet listed there as the side yard setback then was intended. So this would correct that very small error. Nothing else is changing in this PUD whatsoever. The development plan continues to be what it was to fix that 8 into a 5 so they can get their building permits.
Does anyone have any questions? No? Have any written communications been received by the city clerk?
No, sir.
Does the applicant wish to present any new information? We would like to welcome anyone interested in this agenda item to come to the podium and give your name and address. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. The governing body has been provided the draft minutes and the video of the public hearing has been made available. So please limit your comments to information not previously shared at the public hearing held on April 21, 2026. Does anyone from the public have any new information? No one is here, so that'd be a no. Does the applicant have any further response to public comments? There weren't any, so we'll keep moving. The city council is considering the recommendation of planning commission to approve, deny this application, assuming the council has received all the information they need on the case. The council may approve, deny, modify, or return to a recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission in accordance to KSA 12-757. Council, how do you wish to act?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to adopt the findings of fact and recommendation of the Planning Commission to approve the amendment to the Tuscany Edition preliminary planned unit development.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. Persons aggrieved by the final decision of council on this matter have 30 days after today's action within which to appeal to the district court. All right. All right. Our RHID resolution to set public hearing, 13-1 RHID Penner South resolution to set public hearing, and Jolene will speak to us on this matter.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Before you tonight is a resolution to set a public hearing for the consideration of an RHID on the property known as Penner South. On April 14th, you approved a resolution of intent to consider the establishment of this RHID on this 73-acre property. An RHID is an economic development tool that's allowable under state statute that captures the incremental property tax generated by new construction in this district. On May 1st, the city did receive a written approval from the Secretary of Commerce to establish this RHID. This entire 150-acre Penner property, including the portion to the north, was annexed in 2023 and has remained undeveloped due to the extraordinary infrastructure barriers on the site. It faces 3 compounding cost burdens not shared by most other Andover developments, including no direct access to water and sewer, as well as its location within rural water district and location under Butler Rural Electric Services areas. As discussed in your April 27th workshop, where you had the opportunity to review the development plan and to speak with the developers, an RHID is entirely self-sustaining. And the city's proposed use of this tool offsets those 3 specific barriers. No existing taxpayers pay more, and no existing city budget is tapped to make this happen. The Penner South development, as seen here, would add 284 dwelling units, 206 single-family homes, and 39 duplexes. The attached feasibility analysis provided by our city attorney notes a total proposed RHID participation of $2.88 million. Of the RHID participation, an estimated $921,000 will be financed by the city in an amount equivalent to the water and sewer main costs. Utilizing a very conservative build-out rate, the incremental property tax captured by this economic development tool is expected to fund the debt service payments within the first year that structures are constructed and placed on the tax rolls. In this financial analysis, you will note that it is labeled as RHID year 2, noting that delay between build out and when it's placed on the tax rolls beginning in 2028. The remaining $1.96 million will be paid by the developer and reimbursed by the RHID proceeds once proof of purchase of those electrical costs are made. In an RHID, growth pays for growth, and the estimated full build-out valuation of the added housing units is over $70 million. I would like to add that both staff and the developers have had the opportunity to present this plan to both the school board last night and also this morning to Butler County. And both presentations went really well. And it does appear that the developer is going to move forward in making his decision to close on the property.
Any questions?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to approve the resolution to set a public hearing on June 30th, 2026 at City Hall, 1609 East Central Avenue, Andover, Kansas, at 7 p.m. to consider the establishment of a reinvestment housing incentive district on the property referred to as Penner South.
Second.
I just want to take a second to thank staff, Kevin, Jolene, Les, and whoever else worked on this. This is huge for our city going forward, specifically on the north end of Andover. So sincere thanks and appreciate the hard work going above and beyond to make this happen. Anyone else?
Mr. Mayor, if I may, just for the public's benefit, if they have not seen one of these, this is, just to confirm, Jolene, would be our first RHID hearing that we would be setting, right? This is the first time we're implementing this economic development tool.
That is exactly right.
So people may not be super familiar. So I'm just going to put out, don't get nervous, anybody. Just a couple things, re-emphasizing what you shared, Jolene, about the design of this tool is such that, as you mentioned, it's self-sustaining. Taxpayers aren't experiencing any tax increases because this is happening. This is it safe to say that this is, sorry, lost my train of thought, that this is, that taxpayers are not on the hook, for one, and then two, that the RHID will pay back the city for its investment first.
That is correct, and excellent questions. So the increment is where the land sits today, which is agricultural ground, and that value is frozen, very similar to the TIF district that we did with the Heritage. And then once it is built out, the new valuation, that difference between the base and the new valuation is captured. It will first pay back the debt service, as you mentioned, and then second, it will be available to the developer for those reimbursements for the electrical costs. It is solely provided by the increment captured in this district, and it is not a tax burden to existing taxpayers.
And one more, if I may, Mr. Mayor.
Sure.
The terminology being thrown around as people are first coming across this is that this is a tax abatement, but is it safe to say that this is not a tax abatement, but it's a different type of tool?
I might have to lean on my city attorney in terms of the linguistics on that, but I'll let you answer.
No problem at all. This is not a tax abatement. So a tax abatement, you would be an actual not collecting the taxes, taking a property off of the tax rolls and not collecting it. That's not what this is at all. This property will pay the property taxes that it has always paid and that it would pay when this gets built out. It's just that the proceeds of those taxes go to a different place than they would otherwise. So, normally you're predominantly made up of the city mill levy, the county mill levy, and the school district mill levy. That increment will be available to pay these costs first. And then when they get paid off, you'll have the opportunity to unwind the district and put it all back to the way it normally would be. But it is not a tax abatement at all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that.
Anyone else? Man, I just drew a blank. All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. Okay, extension agreement with IMA, and Jenny is going to talk to us about this.
Mr. Mayor and Council, you're pretty familiar with IMA. They've been here a couple times in the last few meetings. They have been the long-term broker with the city of Andover. When we last approved a agreement and went after going out to bid and having a RFQ process in 2022, the motion included the option to extend for 4 more years, which we are now at that point of, assuming, without going to bid, assuming the city was continued to be satisfied with IMA. I think it's very safe to say we are satisfied with IMA in the last 3 years, as you are well aware, but the public may not be. We've switched to a self-funded model of health insurance. We spent years evaluating that before we made that jump because it is a very important benefit to 105 employees and their families. And I think that underlies the importance of a long-lasting, trusting relationship with your broker. I think you saw further evidence of that when our outgoing account executive at the last meeting was getting choked up because she got a promotion and wasn't going to be able to be our account executive anymore. So we do have a very good relationship with IMA. They have included some new dollars. They had been at a flat rate for the last 4 years. I think we all agree that there are very few things that are not increasing on at least an annual basis. So the fact that they held that flat for 4 years was beneficial. They are asking for an $1,800 increase per year with the next 4-year term. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Jenny, you said years previous too, and probably should be brought up that we were also seeing double-digit increases from previous years going with commercial insurance versus self-funding. So I think this is awesome. I think it's really worked out well for us, and the savings is there. So I appreciate it, and I'm glad the staff is happy with going this route as well.
Anyone else?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
I move to approve the agreement with IMA for employee benefits brokerage and consulting services for a 4th-year term beginning July 1, 2026 at a first-year fee of $17,800, with the fee increasing by $1,800 in each subsequent year.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. 15-1, US 54-400 East Kellogg Phase 1 Memorandum of Understanding with Butler County. And Les is going to visit with us about this.
Mr. Mayor and Council, the MOU in front of you tonight is a document that just establishes that relationship between Butler County and the city of Andover in the participation in the Phase 1 East Kellogg project. The agreement was before the Butler County Commission this morning. It was approved, and we're just asking for your approval on the same.
Any questions?
I have one, Mr. Mayor, if I may.
Please.
Les, how did we come up with the 500K? Was it from them, or is that what we negotiated with them, with Butler County, or?
It was their offer.
It was their offer. Okay. It just seems, really low considering, not only Andover uses Highway 54, but people, that's going out far west, Leon, Augusta. 500K just seems really low in my opinion. I think they need to pony up a little bit more in my opinion, but that's just my personal opinion. So
Remember, we do have a Phase 2 coming that the local participation will be considerably higher.
And have they mentioned anything about that?
I don't think any percentage or any contribution has been discussed yet because we don't really know what the cost of that project is. It's just in concept development now. We have that guesstimate, very high level estimate.
Okay, thanks.
And we did, Mr. Berry, we did mention today when we presented to the commissioners that they said, this is just for Phase 1. Will there be a request for Phase 2? And I said, not yet, but soon. And so they do know that we will be requesting support for that. And I did express that whereas our portion is smaller for phase one, as Les alluded to, phase two is 100% in Andover. So that's why our proportion is so much higher.
Anyone else?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to approve the memorandum of understanding with Butler County for the US 54-400 East Kellogg Phase 1 project improvements.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor say yes.
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 All opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. 16, Trails Town Grant Agreement, and Daniel Shapal, man of the moment, is going to speak to us tonight.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We have some good news to present for your consideration. With the hard work that Jolene Graham and Kate, who is now the city clerk at Douglas, just southeast of here, they have been awarded a $25,000 grant from the Sunflower Foundation to become one of the first trail towns in the state of Kansas. In your packet, there are some details about the proposal on how those funds would be used in the next year. It includes a variety of things, from construction costs out on the site to an interesting sub-grant type arrangement that can be worked out, and also volunteer recruitment. And there are terms to the grant listed in your packet as well. We would be, if it's approved this evening, we would accept half of the $25,000 here in May, and then installments later on in fall of 2026, and then at the end of the grant period next summer, it would be wrapped up. We're happy to answer any questions you might have about this. It's not a matching grant requirement, but excited to hopefully move forward with this.
Any question for Daniel?
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Daniel, in regards to like follow-up, I know Jenny and Jolene have mentioned before, like with grants, there's extra follow-up. Is there anything that we have to do in the future to prove anything or results or anything like that?
We do have to provide some accounting of our practice and everything that we do. We are also open in the terms of the agreement to be essentially audited by the members of the foundation. Nothing out of the ordinary, though. I don't know that any of the staff are concerned about the burden that language presents.
Thank you.
We also have an education component, and both Daniel and I are going to be attending every single one of the sessions that they will be offering, where we will be trained as staff how to really create that intersection between a trail as a recreational amenity and economic development that it can spur and even be a tourist attraction. And there's a book that Daniel has so graciously volunteered to be the first to read, but it will be passed along among your staff. And we're very excited for this opportunity.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Daniel, is there going to be like a Trail Towns map? I know Andover's already the fastest growing city, over 10,000 people, but is there going to be like a Trail Towns map and or signage going up and associated with this?
Absolutely.
I would hope so.
So would you repeat that question again?
Is there
all the way?
Is there like a Trail Towns map? That's the first question. Then are we going to put up our own signage indicating our membership in this elite club?
This is the first time that Kansas has really established trail towns.
Okay.
And so we are one of the first. And I
Trailblazer.
love the idea of a map, and we will certainly float that. We have regular meetings with all our cohorts who were awarded this, and I love that idea.
Connect all the trail towns.
One of the most exciting things is we were awarded, and Augusta was awarded, and Artie was awarded as well. So to have all three of us awarded is pretty cool. That shows how the Redbud Trail has connected our communities. And I think we've already talked about doing the educational sessions as together, like in the same room. They'll come over to us. Some of the time we'll go over to Augusta. Maybe Artie will host it on a laptop at the trail. I don't know. But there's a lot of excitement amongst the three organizations to work together on the implementation.
Did I hear Councilman Brunson's correctly say that Andover's the fastest growing city in the state, over 10,000?
Is that correct?
Okay, thank you. Just clarifying for the
I
record.
think that's correct. Don't want to spread misinformation.
It's correct.
It's correct.
All right. Any more? All right. Any more questions?
No, Mr. Mayor, just one more comment. I see the inaugural, Jenny or Jolene, you mentioned it. I mean, this is tonight a first, first ACE, first robotics award for Andover Central, first trail town city. I mean, that's pretty cool. I love it.
Making history.
So you just give up everything I was going to say in member item. Thank you, Homer.
That's how it always goes.
All right.
Sorry, too soon.
Can I get a motion, please?
Mr. Mayor, I move to authorize the mayor to sign the Sunflower Foundation Trail Towns Grant Agreement.
It's second.
That was for you, Dean.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. Economic development policies, and Jolene is going to speak to us about this.
I am very pleased to present you this economic development policy that's really a tremendous representation of the time that you dedicated in your workshops, 5 different workshops to work through these policies. There were just a couple of existing policies that we reworked, but most of them were brand new policies for the city of Andover. And when working through these policies with you, I always presented with the caveat that they had yet to be vetted by our city attorney, and I promised that I would bring to you any material changes that were left to bear on these policies. And so just quickly to run through those to make sure that you are aware of changes that were made since they were presented to you last. One is with your industrial revenue bond policy or your IRB policy. It's a revision of an existing policy that we had, and it's not something I caught, but sharp-eyed JT Klaus did catch that the section 4.2C says that we would accept an applicant's bond counsel and financial advisor as our own, and that is not how we have ever done it in practice. And so to align with our practice, the applicant will notify us who they want to use for themselves, but that we, the city, would use our own very excellent bond counsel and our excellent city financial advisor. And it would serve us, the city, at the expense of the applicant. Another change that was made that is similar both in your tax increment financing policy or TIF and your sales tax and revenue bond districts or your STAR bonds. These two changes are very similar, and it has to do with that the incentive no tax incentives granted by the city shall be transferred. And in the policy draft I presented you, I said that a change in the majority of the ownership would be an into the TIF district or an into the STAR bond. And as our city attorney pointed out, that it can be replaced with the filing of a new application. That way the incentive can accept a change in ownership should you deem to do so without having to restart the process of either one of those economic development tools. The next one is in your STAR bond section or policy. And it's a big one because the way I presented it to you would be that the application fee was $2,500 and that we would get a percentage every year based on the increment. However, that is not allowable by state statute. And so that amount, and we did talk about it a little bit in our workshop, that we would, if that was not allowable, that we would match what the city of Wichita and Sedgwick County do. and that is a $25,000 application fee for STAR bonds. The final one is also pretty minor. In the Transportation Development District, or your TDD policy, there was a repeat. Section 9.5 is covered in section 14, so section 9.5 was deleted. And if you have any other questions regarding the economic development policy, I'd be happy to answer them.
Anyone have any questions?
Mr. Mayor, I do have one. In regards to 4.2, Jolene, so they could say who they want to use, but we would still say you're going to use JT or
They can
JT's firm?
They can say who they want to use to represent them
Okay.
in the conversation, but that our representation would be our own bond counsel and our own city financial advisor.
I know JT's not here right now, but as long as I've been here, he's been our counsel. How long has he been doing bond counsel? Andrew, do you know that?
What year is it? 35 years, I think, for JT and 20 for me.
Okay. So it would be a pretty large uphill battle to say that someone would have more experience than your office, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Thank you.
Wow, that was
A night of absolutes, huh?
That's a nice little softball you threw there, Homer.
Like
Slow pitch.
Wait. All right. Can I get a motion?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
I move to approve the resolution amending Chapter 1 of the City of Andover Policy and Guidelines Handbook by amending Sections 1-4 and repealing Sections 1-5 through 1-6 with the new economic development policy.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I just want to thank Jolene and the entire staff for all the work, and of course JT and Andrew for the detailed, annoying part of making sure everything's right. That's why I'm not a lawyer. But just thank the staff for, working so hard on trying to increase our economic development, giving more tools for that tool belt that we have going forward.
All right. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. Member items. I'll start with Marla.
Thank you. Next week, I'm meeting with Rick and the team from Parks to go over budgets. We're in budget session. So, and then I would like to highlight for people who are headed to Heritage Fest this weekend on Saturday that I happened to randomly visit a small manufacturer in Burton today, TL Steel. And they built all the structures that are out there, the art structures. And so it was just really cool to see that connection to Andover. When they asked me where I live, told him, and he's like, hey, we built all those art structures out there. So it was really neat to see that we purchased from another Kansas company and that we're supporting each other in our efforts. So just wanted to highlight that.
Thank you. We're out of time, Tim. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Not much for me. Just shout out to my former coworker, Marshall. I'm joining the site council. Proud of all the ACE participants, but I have a special part in my heart for Marshall and Christy, who's not able to be here tonight. She's my neighbor and friends with my kids. So shout out Christy for everybody participating. I'm really, really excited for what ACE represents as we grow the momentum of the city.
Okay, well, I want to thank Rick for the time today. We had our street budget meeting and I got to learn all things streets and budget. So thank you, Rick. School is out this week, next week. So just make sure you guys are aware of all the kiddos on bikes and that are going to be running around this summer, that we remember that even though school's not in session, let's watch our speed. Which leads me to the Law Enforcement Appreciation Week. So I'd like to take a second and thank all of our law enforcement for what they do. So thank you very much. And of course, our fire and our street department.
So Mr. Mayor skipped himself, so I'll go. Rick, I have a question. I keep getting asked about the street lights on Yorktown by the Y. Have we have any updates?
We have
been engaged in a few phone calls, conversations, Teams calls with Evergy. They are working up the markup of the design. We would then have to engage with one of their preferred vendors to do the conduit installation. And we're working up a pricing to see what that comes back at.
Okay, yeah, I saw that in Jenny's memo that you guys had a virtual session, so I was curious to know how that was coming. So,
Yeah, I haven't gotten back from them after we sent them the map of the exact area we wanted to include and such. They were going to work up a design and send it back. Haven't seen that yet.
do we have a timeline? I mean, did they say, hey, we'll have it to you by the end of the month, end of the quarter?
No, I can poke them and see if I can get a response, but I was not given like that. We'll have it back in 2 weeks or anything like that.
Okay, awesome. Trying to think, I had something else too. Man, I just had a brain fart. Excuse me. Congratulations to all the graduates. They graduate on Sunday. So
Yes.
Jody said school's coming out, and it is, but we have graduates popping up through. So it's exciting to see a lot of my kids' friends graduating. I have one that's going to be a senior next year. It's crazy. He's actually student council president. So for next year, but it's cool to see all these kids. And I was thinking about the IMA contract, Jenny, and I sat on that back in 22, and I can't believe it's been that long. So it's crazy that we're seeing these contracts. You know, Les is laughing at me. He's like, dude, I've been here for 100 years. But it's crazy to see some of these contracts. So, but no, congratulations to all of the graduates. It's an amazing thing, and life just keeps going and keeps having fun. So that's all I have.
And we keep staying the same age.
Yeah, I keep staying the same age, 22. So.
On the note of graduates, I have a daughter and a stepdaughter that are both graduating college. There's going to be a lot of people out this weekend celebrating graduation. For those who do drink, please do not drive. Please think responsibly. I do want to thank everybody who did participate in the ACE program. You know my feelings. You're like family to me, and I was very proud to work with each and every one of you. In reference to each of the city departments that contributed to the growth and development of that ACE team, there can only be one winner, but you all knocked it out of the park, every single one of you. And I am so proud of what the city did in this program. I have said since day one, I was blown away by this experience, and I cannot wait till the next year when this happens again, and I'll be knocking on people's doors and encouraging them to join the ACE program. This was an amazing, amazing experience. And again, thank you all. Every one of the departments did an amazing job. And Rick, Daniel, and the rest of your team, great job. Seriously. Thank you very much.
Yeah, great job, Dana, putting this on, bringing it to the city. We had a lot of firsts tonight. Like I said, the ACE, the RHID, things in the community that were first. So it's just awesome to see that and see this community growing. And I think that says something directly, about the staff. My budget review this year is going to be the fire department. So Chief and I are meeting tomorrow. And then I will also be attending ICSC with Community Development Leader Les Mangus this next week. So can't wait to do that and then bring that back to a workshop later in the summer after we get done with the budget workshops. So can't wait for that, and would be really interested in see who maybe got like second and third place to see if we could get competition for next year's ACE program. So can't wait. You guys did all a good job and love it and love being a part of this. So appreciate it. Thank you.
One gentleman said he voted for everybody because he couldn't pick one over the other. So I would like to thank my wife, Sherry Price. We've been married 35 years last Sunday. And amazing lady that has let me do this time away from her for all the things that I've done through the years. And man, it's just there's no words to There, excuse me. There's no words to say what that lady means to me. Sit back all the time, watch me be Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor, and do all this fun stuff while she's supporting me and taking care of me. So Sherry Price, I love you, my friend.
Oh. Congratulations, Mayor. And Sherry.
Sympathy for her, right?
Well, it is. It is. 35 years.
That's a long time.
That's long as I've been alive.
Is that funny, Tim?
I liked it.
All right.
On that note,
Yeah. Now, well, I need one more thing. Jenny went to Wampo today and give him a piece of her mind. And
Beautiful mind.
yeah,
they are
and,
so lucky.
expressed her feelings and our feelings. So thank you for doing that.
Would you like to share what was said?
She got me kicked off the team, Tim. That's what.
We just had some concerns with how some awarding of the TIP funds were done. You might infer we did not get any money from this process, but I was really trying to share, and actually Les serves on the technical advisory committee and had been a loan, I believe, vote no for the projects because as I expressed, it wasn't sour grapes. It was that the process didn't feel clear, that what was shared with that board was that they were trying to spread awards around jurisdictions, but that was never a stated criteria. Ours project scored considerably higher than many that received funds. But then today when I got the notes from that meeting, it indicated they were trying to focus on small communities, but no definition of what small is. And there were some bad looks with the membership of the selection committee and the award list and some similarities. So I made a request that the committee should be confirmed by the full policy board, much like you all confirm the appointments that the mayor makes, and was received very well by the WAMPO staff and some other members that there are some process things that could be improved. I said, we're not asking you not to approve these projects. We get it. We didn't get any. Okay. But moving forward, there's some ways we could make this process a little clearer, and they're going to talk about it at their executive meeting next week. So I'm going to tap in Kevin and Jolene to go because I think they've heard enough from me this month.
You have not lived when you've been locked in a car with Jenny for an hour, man. All right. Can I get a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say yes.
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 All opposed, no. Thank you, everybody.